Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to integrate the MLKit text recognizer version 2 library inside your Expo React Native application. Now I did some research. This MLKit library, I couldn't really find a proper good third-party dependency for this. That's why we will have to write native code. That's the first thing. Second thing is I want to integrate this with a camera. I don't want to provide just a static image. That would be pretty boring. Now the problem with third-party libraries of React Native, I think there is React Native Vision and some other camera libraries as well. That makes it little difficult to directly work with this native code. At least according to my understanding, there could be some way. I couldn't really figure it out. So that's why I will be writing both native code of camera as well as for text recognition. Just wanted to make it very clear at the start of this tutorial. The next thing is, if I show you guys the output, there is this bounding box which they have managed to draw it around the text. I couldn't really figure it out how to draw the bounding box. I'm able to recognize the text, but this bounding box, I found it very difficult. Like, I have tried a couple of things. I do get the coordinate of the bounding box, but how to draw it, it's very difficult. Like, I couldn't really figure it out. If you know, do let me know in the comments. I tried looking into the sample repo as well. Again, that was extremely complicated for my knowledge. Anyways, let's get started. So firstly, we will create a React Native project, and for template we will be using this blank TypeScript template. Feel free to use whatever template you want. So the reason I'm using this blank TypeScript template is because it has very little code. So yeah, I will just go to the workspace directory and just paste this command. First it will ask me for our app name, so I will just give it some app name. Now it will install all the dependencies for us. So let me quickly open the project for you guys. So this is the project. Now just to let you know, I have also created one sample project called third before recording this video, because there is a lot of code and I can't remember all this code by myself. So I will be copying a lot of code and just wanted to save time as well. Otherwise it will get extremely long tutorial, but I will explain it to you as much as I can. Here you can see inside our project we don't have the Android and iOS folder. We need to generate that to create to write native code actually. So for that you can go to this particular URL over here, and here you can select Android device. Here you can select development build. Here you can disable the ES option, and I have already installed Watchman. I have already installed this Zulu. I have done this Java Home. I have already installed Android Studio as well. I'll just scroll down. I have already done all this. I have done this. If you haven't done all this step, you will have to do it. Then we will just copy this Expo dev client, and I will just cd it to my app, and I'll just paste it over here. It will install some third-party dependencies for us. Again, this will take little bit of time, so be patient. Once that is done, we have to run this particular command. So I will just paste it and I will just run this particular command. Again, here for package name, I'll just keep everything as default. I'll just click enter, but feel free to change the package name to whatever you feel like. Next, for iOS, I'll just scroll up. You will have to just select iOS device. And here I have already installed Xcode as well as this Xcode command line tools. I have also installed Watchman. We have already ran this command, so we don't need to run it again. And for iOS we have to run this command, so this will take little bit of time. So here you can see for my Android command, it is giving me an error. This is because I don't have the Android emulator installed. Also, I haven't connected my real Android device to my laptop yet. That's why this is throwing me an error. Also, you will have to run this on a real device, given that we will be using camera. Later on I will connect my real device, Android device, to this when I actually want to run it. Now I will just run this particular command. Again, it will ask me for our bundle identifier. I'll just click on enter. Now this will take little bit of time because it has to do all those CocoaPod installation stuff, so be patient. In the meantime, we also need to open this particular documentation. So if you want, you can go through this documentation. This basically tells us how to create a native module. So we will have to copy this particular command, but we'll have to wait for this CocoaPod installation to get completed. Once that is done, I will come back. Okay, so the command CocoaPod installation is done. It is asking me to select a device. I will just do Control C. I don't want to run it now. Then I'll just copy this particular command because we will have to create a native module as well. In that particular native module, we will write all the code. It will ask me for some few questions. I will just click on enter, enter, enter. I don't want to change anything. Enter, enter, enter. Okay. Once that is done, what we will have to do is we'll have to run this particular command. So this will do pod installation for our module as well. So just run this particular command. Okay, let it wait. Yeah, we don't need to wait for it. Then first open app.tsx. so I will just also go to my practice project, because in that I have written all the code, so I will be copying a lot of code from that, but I'll explain it to you. So first I will just copy this app.tsx and then I'll come back. Okay, so first here you can see that what I have done is I have imported our module view, which is present inside this modules folder. If you see, inside Android src Java, this is present inside Android. Same is present for iOS as well. We will have to write majority of the code inside this module view. I have also imported use effect and use state, and here I have imported alert, permission, Android and platform as well. Now here I have using this use windows dimension to get the width and height so that our camera occupies the entire screen. And here for Android we require the camera permission. For iOS that is handled automatically on the native code, so I don't have to write. So here I'm just checking if platform is Android, then keep this as false, otherwise keep this as true. And here inside use effect I have also calling this particular method called request permission, but it is only for Android. So I'm asking for camera permission as soon as the app is launched, and if the permission is granted, I'm just saying set permission granted to true, otherwise display this alert. Okay, I'll come back to this handle intent later on. And here is also this our module view. I'm passing the width and height inside the style, and here there is this event dispatcher as well. So as soon as our camera recognizes some text, we need to send that data back to React Native side, right? That's why we have to use this event dispatcher, and we only want to show this module view when the permission is granted, and this is false for Android only until the user grants the permission, but for iOS it is by default true, so it will be displayed immediately. Now once we get data from native side, it will come over here, and I'm just logging it to the console, but you can use it however you feel like. Now there are like, if you have large text, it will keep emitting data again and again, like it will fire data continuously. So yeah, be careful like where you are trying to do this. That's why I'm not showing this inside an alert, I'm just showing it inside a console log. Now here you can see we are getting this issue for our style. So to resolve that, you will have to go to your module index.ts, go to src my modules.types.ts, and here you will have to add this ampersand view props, imported it from React Native, and here you can see the style error is gone. Now here we are getting this event dispatcher, so we need to tell TypeScript that this types will also have this event dispatcher. I don't need the name as a prop, I'm not really using it, so I can remove this. Now again I'll just go back to my sample project because I don't remember the code. I will just open this, and we have to write something like this, so I'll just copy this and I will just paste it over here. Okay, so this is the event dispatcher, and now if I go to app.tsx, here you can see the issue is gone as well. And if you notice over here, we have to use this message key while sending data from native side to React Native side. That's why I'm using message over here. Okay, now okay, this is done. I'll just close this. Then we'll have to go to the main Android folder, app src main android manifest.xml, and here we'll have to add the camera permission. So I'll just copy this, I'll paste it over here, and here I'll just replace it with camera. So here let me quickly check whether I have written it correctly or not. src main android manifest.xml. okay, not here, sorry, not this one. We'll have to go to the main Android folder. Sorry, this is just my practice project, don't get confused. I'm just checking whether I have written it correctly or not. Okay, we also have to add this use feature. just in case some Android device does not have a camera. So I'll just remove this and I'll paste it like this. So these two lines you will have to add. I'll just add one space. Okay, so something like this you will have to add. Okay, inside the main Android manifest folder of your main Android folder. So I'll just close this. Again, I'll come back to our module. I'll go to Android. I'll go to build.gradle file. So firstly, we'll have to add few dependency. I'm using CameraX to display the camera. In case if you don't understand, that's fine. I'll just go over here. I'll go to Android. I'll open the build.gradle file. Okay, and I'll just copy all these dependencies which we have. Go to build.gradle and I'll just paste it over here. So here firstly we are adding this. These all dependencies are for CameraX. Then I'm also displaying a button at the bottom. I'm not really using that button, but in case some of you might require that button just to stop the camera, that's why I'm showing it to you. So we will have one camera which will occupy the entire width and height, and there will be button at the bottom. That's why I'm using constraint layout. And we also require this app compat for that, and this is the Google MLKit text recognition library which we will be using. Okay, so this is done. Then we'll have to go to src java my module.kt, and firstly I'll go to src main java expo my module.kt, and from here we will have to copy this particular thing. So we have to tell our module view that we want this event dispatcher, and we will comment out this entire code which we have, because we are not really using it. So you will see something like this, right, by default. So you'll just have to comment this out. Okay, I'll just remove this, and we have to add this event dispatcher. So our module view knows that we can use this event dispatcher. Then I will just go to my module view.kt file. Again, I'll just go to my practice project and I'll copy everything apart from the package name. I'll just copy everything. Yeah, it is pretty big, and I will just copy it and then I'll explain it to you. Okay, so basically these are all the imports. So firstly you can copy paste all these imports which I have. Okay, then here we have just created this. We are extending from Expo view. We are passing our context as well as app context. This is our executor service. This is our process camera provider. This is our event dispatcher for sending the data. This is the constraint layout which will be the main parent view. This is the preview view for our camera. This is our button. Again, like I told you, I'm not really using it, but if you want to stop the camera, then you can use this particular thing. Then this is the constraint set which is required for constraint layout. Here we are using this text recognition, and if you look, I have only added the this is only for Latin text. Okay, if you check the Google MLKit documentation, there are dependencies for Chinese and some other languages as well. So if you check over here, this is for Chinese, Devanagari, Japanese, Korean as well. This is for Latin. That's what I'm using, so feel free to use whatever you feel like. So yeah, then here we just setting the constraint set. We are adding our preview to our constraint layout. Then we are occupying the entire width and height, then setting the constraints. So to the left of the parent we are setting, then to the right, then to the top, and then to the bottom. All right, then here I'm just adding our button as well, and for button we are just adding it at the bottom. So you can see over here, and this is for left and right hand side. Then we just this is like a hack which we have to write, otherwise your camera will not be visible. So that's why I have just copied this code from online, I think Stack Overflow, I guess. So you have to write this, otherwise this is a React Native issue mostly, because this code works perfectly fine on native Android as well as on the Flutter side. Then here we are calling setup camera. So we are just initializing executor as well as starting our camera. Then here you can see we first use this camera provider feature, then add a listener to it. Then we do this resolution sector. Then we just assign our camera provider. Then this is for our surface view. And here whenever a camera sees an image, we use this image analysis, and here you can see we are setting the analyzer to it. Then we, from the image proxy, we get the actual image. Then we convert it from media image to an actual image, then pass it to our recognizer. And inside on success, here you can see this is how you get the data. Again, I have just copied this from MLKit documentation. So this is the bounding box which I was talking about, this as well as this as well as this. Okay, but I don't know how to really use it. I have tried it a couple of ways. I couldn't really figure it out. But here you can see that while sending the data, I'm only sending the block text, line text as well as the element text. If you want, you can send more data as well. This is for the failure listener. Here we are closing our proxy. Then here is our camera selector. Here we just do camera provider dot bind to lifecycle, and this is like catch exception. Okay, so pretty easy and simple stuff. Not really easy, but yeah, this is how I have written all the code for it. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like. Then coming back to, so that's it for Android, I think. If there is any error later on, I will tell you that. But for iOS, firstly we'll have to go to this podspec file. I'll just close all the Android code for now, and again I'll just go to the sample project. Now if you look the podspec file, we have to add this MLKit text recognizer dependency over here, but this podspec looks a little different. So to add the MLKit dependency, what you will have to do is you will have to just write something like this. Okay, just copy this and paste it over here. Then we just have to again run this command pod install -- project directory iOS, so that it can install all the dependencies for us. Again, this will take little bit of time, so here you can see it is installing all the dependencies. Anyways, I will just come back to my module.swift. I'll just open it, and here again we have to pass this events so that our module view knows that it can use this event. And here I will just comment this particular thing out, and I can pass this something like this. Then I will just go to my module view.swift. I'll just close this. I will open it over here, and here I will just copy all the code. I'll paste it over here, and then I'll explain it to you. Close this. So here firstly, as you can see, we have all these imports, and we are also extending AV capture photo capture delegate as well as AV capture video data output sample buffer delegate. Here is our event dispatcher, here is our view, and here is our preview view, here is our capture button, this is our box view, video data output. This is boilerplate code for AVFoundation. You can just copy paste it. This is our event dispatcher. Okay, just a second. I think I created it twice. Okay, sorry, this is not really necessary. Just remove this. I'm using this event dispatcher. Then this is how we recognize the MLKit recognition, text recognition library. And inside layouts of views, we just assign our views bounds. And inside require init, we initialize our text recognizer, add the view to our sub view. Then here we get the width and height of our device. That's how we initialize our preview view. If you don't do something like this, your camera view will not be visible. And then we just activate our constraint layout. So I'm constraining our preview view to our parent view. Similarly for box view as well. And this is the capture button which I'm displaying at the bottom. Again, I'm not really doing anything with it apart from stopping the camera. Here we are setting AV capture. Again, I'm not really good at this. I have also copy pasted this code. So here we just set the session, all that stuff. Here is our device input, add it as an input. This is the video data output, add it as an output as well. And this is our preview layer. We set it as a frame. Then we just do on a background thread, we start running our session, and on stop camera we just stop running. And here we override this capture output method. This is our image buffer, this is our main image, this is the vision image, and here is our orientation, and we just pass our vision image to our recognizer. And this is the text. Similarly, like Android, we get it. And if you see, this is all the bounds in case if you want to display this is all the bounding boxes, frames, which we call it in iOS. And then I'm just sending that back to React Native side, and on button click I'm just calling the stop camera. You also have to write this extension I'm not really sure. We have to write this extension. I've just copy pasted all this code. Okay, I think that should be it. Let me try to run this application on a real device. In case if there are any error, I will get back to you. Now there is one more thing for iOS which you have to do is you will have to go to the iOS folder. go to my app, go to info.plist, and make sure you add this particular NS camera usage description permission as well. In string you can add whatever you feel like why your app need this particular permission. So yeah, make sure you add these two things as well. This is the output for my Android device. I will just click on this permission, and I will just dismiss this particular dialog model which is from Expo itself. Now if I just try to scan anything, okay, my mirroring is a little bit slow, like I'm trying to scan this particular web page which you see. Hopefully it catches up. Again, this is not a performance issue, I don't have a USB, that's why I'm mirroring my device on using Wi-Fi. Okay, now this particular thing you should be able to see inside your console. So if I open my console, here you can see there is a lot of data which has been printed. Now I know that this looks a little bit different on what I have scanned. Even I'm little confused on why is that, but as you can see we are able to get the data. But yeah, it is little bit like even I couldn't really understand why this is like this. Here you can see the main characteristics. It like scanned the characteristics were wrong. O was missed of this feature. Even in feature it couldn't recognize A. So R, so for R it is A. And again there is this issue with the MLKit text recognition library itself, like we can't really do much. So yeah, that's it for Android. Lot of issues. The issues were mostly because ignore this error for now, this is fine. The issue was mostly because all you have to do is because the pod installation didn't work properly. So make sure you cd to your iOS directory and run pod install again. If the command throws a lot of error, and then try to rerun our application. I'll try to rerun it again. So here as you can see, my app is running on my real iOS device. I will just click on allow. I will dismiss this model which is from Expo. I will try to scan something, and if I now go to my Metro bundler, just scroll down, here you can see it has displayed all the things which it has scanned. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.